measured in these scales. And what you've done is going to be measured against the weight of a feather. Do you know the only thing that would not cause that feather to tip? Music. Music, music, music. That's what it would be. Fill your life, your walk, with more music. Do it. Okay. Let's see if we can't pull one of these cards. If I throw them on the floor like I did one other time, I'll have to pick it up, so I ain't going to do that. I'll just pull out this and see how it relates. Sound. I started the show with sound, with satin doll, with music, with vibration, with harmony, with unity. I started it. And as I progressed in the show, this music that's flowing through me guided me and directed me to say that in the beginning, the Spirit moved upon the face of the deep. And in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and it was God. The Word, the music, the sound, the sin of the divine, that which we radiate, that which we are. That which we are. So, along this little teeny bit of a journey during this 58 minutes, sometimes I just pull little teeny papers out of there, or I might pull them out of there, or I might pull them out of there. And when I pull them out of there, they are always relevant to whatever the theme is. It has to be, because nothing is out of order. And on this little teeny paper, if Mitzi could zoom in, I know that she can't zoom in this big, to make it get this big so that you can see it. But the words written on this little teeny paper, and the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. John 1:14. The Spirit of the ineffable, immeasurable, inconceivable, omnipotent, omnificent, unmanifest God chose to reveal Himself, herself, itself, child self, destroyer self in this manifest world. And what holds these spheres together is the sacred music. The sacred music. So do we live our lives honoring the music? There's dissonance in our lives. There's conflict in our lives. There's stops and starts and cadences, tempo, tone, timbre. But it's our music. Your music is not my music, and my music is not your music. But you are music. You are the walking embodiment of the living, unmanifested God as sound, as movement, as vibrational music. Now you may think, Paula, what has this got to do with anything? It's got everything to do with everything. If I was to ask you right this moment, right this instant, what song would come to your mind? I'm not talking about think of one. I'm talking about opening up your being and let a song drift into your heart. right now. What is that song? What is that song? Mine would be, ain't no would be about it, Misty. And as morbid as this may sound to any of y'all listening, or it may not, it doesn't matter to me how it sounds to y'all. This is a song that I would want played when I depart, along with Greensleeves. Misty. I walk Misty all the time. I mean, if you could turn open this, wherever, open it up, you'd be hearing Misty play all the time. That's what you would hear. I mean, you ain't going to hear nothing else. But Misty, it is the underlying music that I walk with all the time. Although there's countless other songs that I hear, play, sing. But Misty's always there. Misty is my satin doll. Look at me. I'm as helpless as a cat up a tree. Not knowing my left foot from my right. Let's see. 9. 19. There's my 20. Boy, Missy. I am, you're so close to Misty. Misty Mitzi. Yeah. 20. I'm getting that a lot these days. 25. I got to bring it up here. That's release. Okay, we got a 34. You know that. You can add. 9, 25 is 34. We got a 32. We got a 52. You know what that 52 is. You know what that 52 is. I'm going to tell you. That 52 is the mountain. Be still. Be like a tree planted by the waters. Let the music of God saturate every cell in your body. Forget the cares and the trials and the tribulations that so easily vex you and confuse you and confound you. What we got? We got 86. All right, gonna do something. You know, there was another show. There was another show months ago. I told you to pay attention to the year 1968. Well, now I'm going to tell you to pay attention to the year 1986. It's backwards, you know, that polarity deal. 1986. What was going on with you? Where were you? What were you doing? Bring it here. What was playing? What was one of the songs that was playing? Investigate that and see which one of those songs of that whole year that came out that meant the most to you. What do we got here? We got a 7. You know that's God's favored number. What are we talking about anyway? Misty. Is that what we're talking about? Did I even finish it out? Yeah. God's favored number. The heart. Sometimes I have, because I'm so demonstratively, emotionally theatrical with all this Leo and Cancer, 29.53 degrees, I get real emotional, I get real vibrational, I get real sound saturated in music. And when these things like this appear, like the heart of Misty, which is my all-time reverberating song, regenerating song. And when I find out that the heart of it is 7, I am taken back again and reminded just how insignificant my thoughts about any of it are. Okay, 32, 52. Okay, so 86. 76 was a good year too. It was a dragon year. 86, go back, investigate, find one of the songs of that year and see how important and how relevant it is to this year. Bring it forward. You got to say, shut up. Here I am going on and on, Mitzi. It's 2 sevens. It's double 7. It's doubly penetrated and infiltrated and saturated and immersed with God. It's double 7. Misty is double 7. 7, 7 is 14. And the tarot card is Temperance. This is a chariot. Ride with God. All day long, all night long. Every thought, every mouthful of food that you take it in reverence, joy, in honor of the sound and the scent and the vibration of God. Everything you do, every celebration that you have, every joy, every sadness, do it unto that sacred vibrational sound that constitutes you. What was it? Temperance. Do I want to go with temperance? Do I want to go with temperance? Well, if I do, am I going to go in my book? Or am I going to go over there with Osho's book? What I want to do? Let me see. Temperance. Temperance. Let's see. Do I feel like a hat? I think I feel a hat coming on. Think I do. Uh-oh. Gotta see. Temperance. Woo! Yep, I gotta put on a hat for that first sentence. Let me see, Mitzi. Don't want that one. I don't know. Do I want that one? I might want that one, Mitzi. Huh? Do I want that one? Oh, I got those sunglasses on top of my head. Maybe I'll... Okay, how's that one, Mitzi? Huh? You like that one? Okay. Let's go with it. Let's see what we got. Well, Temperance. Double 7. All right. Well, between the tears and the sunglasses, we'll try. There is an evolutionary journey of which all mortals have embarked upon, and by coming to earth and taking upon themselves the fleshly body is but one phase of that particular journey that leads to the completion of the Godhead as it would be. How in the world, if I was constructing this journey, if I were not improvising whatever is taking place here, just on the chariot, riding the chariot, how could I possibly, out of all these pages, how many pages is in this book? Let me see, 210. How out of 210 pages could I have possibly brought to light this particular page with this message that goes right into everything that has been said so far? Okay, and I'm going to repeat it. There is an evolutionary journey of which all mortals have embarked upon, and by coming to earth and taking upon themselves the fleshly body is but one phase of that particular journey that leads to the completion of the Godhead as it would be. Thou hast come to earth to learn the lessons of suffering and sorrow, of joy and delight, of fruitfulness and of doing without. Thou wilt but walk freely to face these particular situations that are needful for thine own expression of divinity. Did you catch that? Thou wilt walk freely. Wow. You mean unimpeded, unrestricted, uninhibited? Now wait a minute. Wait just a minute. Now that might bring on more talk. Thou wilt but walk freely to face those particular situations that are needful for thine own expression of divinity. Need I say sacred, sublime divinity. Now how in the world can you be free unless you're in the moment, and unless you're in the high resonating vibration of music. How are you free? Otherwise you are shackled. Shackled, shackled, shackled. Okay, now let's see what this next sentence says. Karma is working deliberately with full measure when thou pulls this card. Oh, karma. You remember what I have described karma as? You know how we have to repeat lessons in life, until we get them right? You can make the same recipe 3 or 4 times until you can learn it without using the book. The same way with music. You're going to have to play that guitar at least 10,000 hours before you'll even become mediocre at it. So karma is this state of correction, but you're going to have to make tens of thousands, 20 million mistakes along the way. And karma is this kind of divining rod, this musical, like the conductor guiding the orchestra in yourself. It's a correction measure. It is not a punishment measure. Karma is working deliberately with full measure when thou pull this card, an indication that thou art seeking answers to problems of which thou hast not been allowed to discover on the earth plane. So when you're asking to have solutions and answers to various different problems, then that's an instantaneous call for karma to show up, to correct the situation, not for you, but whatever is involved in the entire scope of things. And so that little difficulty is going to arise. It might be a big difficulty depending upon what you're asking. So you're not going to get necessarily what it is you're asking for, or even the solution to a various problem. You're going to get more problems. More difficulties, more obstacles, more barriers, because it's a journey. Isn't that what that said? There is an evolutionary journey of which all mortals have embarked upon. That's what it said. Okay, let me see. Thou dost not in full measure even understand who thou art, much less why thou art facing